It's time for us to call this meeting to order. If you will, please, let's stand for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item on the agenda is the election of the board president. Let me just say it's been a real joy to get to serve this past year. Dr. Hartzler, you've got an amazing team, and to my colleagues, I've got a set of amazing colleagues. What we're about to do here doesn't happen this way everywhere. So I'm very honored at this point to entertain a motion for the election of Heather McAdams as our next board president.
I nominate Heather McAdams for our next board president.
Second. Mr. Reyes.
Yes.
Ms. Romerman.
Yes.
Ms. McAdams.
Yes.
Dr. McNeil.
Yes.
And the chair votes yes.
All right. I will entertain a motion to elect Stacy Romerman as board vice president.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Mr. Kinnear,
Yes.
Dr. McNeil,
Yes.
Mr. Reyes,
Yes.
Ms. Romerman,
Yes.
and the chair votes yes as well. I will accept a motion to nominate Joey Reyes as board clerk.
I nominate Joey Reyes for board clerk.
Second.
Mr. Reyes,
Yes.
Ms. Romerman,
Yes.
Mr. Kinnear,
Yes.
Dr. McNeil.
Yes.
They're okay. And I will entertain a motion to elect Dr. McNeil as board deputy clerk.
Motion to elect Dr. McNeil as board deputy clerk.
Second.
All right. Mr. Kinnear,
Yes.
Ms. Romerman,
Yes.
Mr. Reyes,
Yes.
Dr. McNeil,
Yes.
and the chair votes yes. All right. And then I'm going to back up a step and say, let the record show that all board members are present. And then I will accept a motion for adoption of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Romerman,
Yes.
Mr. Kinnear,
Yes.
Dr. McNeil,
Yes.
Mr. Reyes.
Yes.
All right. Next item is appointment of board subcommittees. Are there any changes to subcommittees? Anyone wanting to move?
No.
All right. Then they will remain as set. All right. Consent agenda. All of the following items, those items of a routine nature, normally approved at a board meeting, will be approved by one vote unless any board member desires to have a separate vote on any or all of these items. The consent agenda consists of the discussion, consideration, and action on the following items. Items A through S.
Move for approval.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Reyes,
Yes.
Ms. Romerman,
Yes.
Dr. McNeil,
Yes.
Mr. Kinnear,
Yes.
and the chair votes yes as well. Information reports. USPA report, Brandon Morgan.
Hello, I'm Brandon Morgan. I'm the new elected USPA president. I'd like to thank you all for this opportunity to serve the district and to serve these students and our fine teachers and staff. I've been in the district for nearly 11 years. Recently found my way to the USPA presidency. Recently, there were 2 members of the USPA that attended the OEA Delegate Assembly. We learned some invaluable information that will help us to usher in some positive changes for our students and for our staff and for our district. We are currently 75 members strong, and we are making a very hard push for more members. So we look forward to serving this district, and thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. All right, UCTA report, Ms. Gunter.
President McAdams, Dr. Hartzler, members of the board. In preparation for negotiations, UCTA sent out a survey to the bargaining unit to gather feedback about building climate and contract language. and we look forward to sitting down in a couple of weeks for negotiations. It's been a great school year. We appreciate you all working with us, principals, board, everyone. 14 more days.
Thank you. All right, next we have a special recognition. Dr. Nelson.
Thank you, President McAdams, Board, and Dr. Hartzler. It's my pleasure to recognize tonight some of our scholars here at Union and some that are being recognized as heroes in education. So as I read about the Tomas Rivera Awards, I've asked the students and our education heroes to come on up. If you'll stand right here where everyone can get a good look at you. Every year, the Greater Tulsa Area Hispanic Latinx Affairs Commission presents the Tomas Rivera Recognition Ceremony. In the few years since its inception, it has steadily grown to showcase the best Latino scholars in our city. It also gives us the opportunity to recognize community members who have worked tirelessly to advocate for Latino students. Excellent. Just keep spreading out. Tomas Rivera was a Chicano author, poet, and scholar who was a strong advocate of education for Mexican-American students. Rivera was the son of a migrant farm workers and helped his parents in the fields until he entered college. Overcoming the challenge of a migrant family's highly mobile and physically arduous life, Rivera earned his Bachelor of Arts and Master's of Educational Administration at Texas State University and his PhD at the University of Oklahoma. Tomas Rivera served as a public school educator, college professor, vice president of the University of Texas at El Paso, and ultimately became the youngest and first Mexican-American chancellor at the University of California for the Riverside campus. Rivera was the first in his family to attend college, the first to receive the Quinto Sol Literary Award for his classic novel, This Migrant Earth, and the first Chicano to become a university chancellor. So tonight, I promised them I wouldn't ask them to speak, but students, I would like you to give a little wave as I read your names, okay? These are those that are recognized. It looks like most of them are here, so. Arisdeli Roca, Daniel Flores, Hania Pena Perez, Carolene Alfonso, proud parents, Wendy Cruz, Yaritza Zoriano. They're all here. Did I get everybody? Yes? Okay. And then our heroes in education are for those that have made contributions to Hispanic students in education, and Gabby Pena for her work in community services, Union grad, right? Yes, we're proud of you. Juan de la Cruz, and he does a lot of good work for us at the Freshman Academy, working with students every day. And Scott Schaefer, who works in the REACH program. Thank you all for your work, for our heroes, for the difference you make in the lives of students and helping to make our students shine. Students, thank you for working hard to be excellent scholars, both as Hispanic students in the Hispanic community, but more than that, as Union students. You make us proud because you represent us. You are Union. So, thank you all.
Did you know that my grandmother was on my birthday? She was a kid. She didn't graduate high school, but she traveled up and down. She's 87. We're proud of you guys.
All right, congratulations, everyone. Our next item is hearings and correspondence, communications. Is anyone signed up to speak? All right. Then moving on to the business agenda, under instruction. Consider and take action on an agreement with Union Schools Education Foundation for the Oklahoma Department of Human Services TANF Family Stability Funding Award for the REACH program. Dr. Nelson.
Hello, I'm back. This time for the REACH program, and President McAdams and the board, Dr. Hartzler, I recommend that the board approve the MOU with the Union Schools Foundation regarding the TANF award. This award is approximately $355,000 a year for the next 3 years that will help to fund and actually grow the REACH program. We'll add 1 or 2 more staff members to the team. And I think you're aware that we have an excellent partner in the George Kaiser Family Foundation, among some other partners, including Quick Trip, that contribute to the REACH program. And this is a substantial award that will really help to fully fund the program for the next 3 years and then beyond as we continue to raise funds for the program. The REACH program is almost exclusively funded outside of Union and, as you know, provides mental health services, health education, as well as college and career services to hundreds of our students that helps make the goal of 100% graduation not just a dream, but push toward reality. So.
Any comments, questions?
I will say this, one of our award recipients, Mr. Schaefer, is a proud educator of the REACH program, and many students I've had the pleasure of working with, in addition to staff in the district, came through its predecessor, the career program. So I'm unequivocally yes.
Would you like to move for approval?
I would. Move for approval.
I'll second.
All right. Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Mr. Kinnear?
Yes.
Mr. Reyes?
Yes.
Mr. Overman?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure. All right. Next item, consider and take action on the purchase of a 2-year, 1,000-seat license from eDynamic Learning for Union Virtual in the amount of $122,000 from bond funds. Mr. Morris.
President McAdams, Dr. Hartzler, members of the board. This is our elective content. Last month, you approved a purchase for our core content for virtual, which covers most of our core classes that we'd have. This eDynamics provides our elective content that we use in our blended virtual program. And this will cover us for the next 2 years.
Move for approval.
Second.
All right. Ms. Rowerman?
Yes.
Mr. Kinnear?
Yes.
Mr. Reyes?
Yes.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Chair votes yes as well.
Thank you.
Consider and take action to name the Director of Child Nutrition. Mr. Logren.
Thank you, President McAdams, Dr. Hartzler, members of the board. It is my distinct honor to recommend Ms. Braden Powell as the new Director of Child Nutrition. Braden has a bachelor's and a master's degree in nutritional sciences and dietetics from Oklahoma State University. She joined Union in 2017 as a nutrition specialist, and then in 2019 she was named Associate Director of Child Nutrition. So it's with great honor I recommend Ms. Braden Powell to be the next Director of Child Nutrition here at Union.
move for approval.
Wait a second. I'll second.
All right, Mr. Kinnear?
Yes.
Ms. Romerman?
Yes.
Mr. Reyes?
Yes.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes as well. Congratulations. Consider and take action to name the Director of Financial Reporting / Treasury / Budget. Mr. Logreen.
Once again, it is my honor to recommend Miss Jessica Wright, who unfortunately cannot be here. She is at a conference this week with a number of the finance staff. But Jessica has a bachelor's degree in accounting from the University of Tulsa, a master's from Northeastern State University in accounting and finance. She joined Union in 2013 as a financial analyst. She also has her CPA and is also a certified administrator of school finance operations. So there's only a handful of those in the state, and actually 4 of the 5 are here at Union's district that are in the state that have that title. So it is my recommendation to recommend Miss Jessica Wright for the Director of Financial Reporting, Budget, and Treasury.
Yes. This is clearly need not be present to win, so move for approval.
Second.
All right, Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Mr. Reyes?
Yes.
Mr. Kinnear?
Yes.
Ms. Romerman?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes as well. Congratulations, Jessica. All right, consider and take action to name the Associate Director of Operations.
And again, in a need not be present to win, I'd like to recommend Mr. Robert Harris as the new Associate Director of Operations. Mr. Harris joined Union in 2016, became an assistant principal in 2017. Then in 2021, became the Assistant Director of Transportation. And I know Josh has talked to him and knows what he's getting into, but he's excited about that. So he's just preparing himself at the few minutes of freedom he has before he takes that role. So it's my recommendation to name Robert Harris as the new Associate Director of Operations.
Second.
All right, Mr. Kinnear?
Yes.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Ms. Romerman?
Yes.
Mr. Reyes?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes as well. Congratulations, Robert. All right, under school operations, consider and take action on a 3-year subscription extension to the Infinite Campus End User License Agreement in the amount of $616,888.38 from bond funds, and authorize the Director of Enrollment, Kelly Brassfield, to execute the agreement online as designee. Dr. Nelson.
Yeah, thank you. And, I would be remiss if I can go back to my other item, if I didn't mention what an excellent partner the foundation has been with both the REACH program and some of our STEM initiatives. Shay and Jennifer often help us with a lot of the little financial details and payments and things that we can act quickly to help meet needs of students and celebrate with them along the way. And so we're really grateful that she was willing to take this on and be a part of that with this TANF award as well. So in this case, this is the renewal of our student information system, Infinite Campus. We've had an excellent relationship with Infinite Campus, and I think Kelly has calculated about a 99.9% uptime in terms of the product. It's been a very stable product. We get excellent service. They're quick to help fix problems. Sometimes we can cause them, and they will still jump in and take care of us. And so I'm recommending that this is a 3-year purchase, a 3-year renewal, and that will also help balance the purchase power of our software bond funds. And so Mr. Morris, who manages that fund, has recommended that we make a 3-year purchase with this, and we agree. We would like to continue this relationship with Infinite Campus and Stability and Resources. They continue to invest and grow in their product and the growth of it. Any questions about it? It's a big purchase.
3 years, I actually don't think it's using it. Not as much as we use it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a great product.
Move for approval.
Second.
All right, Mr. Kinnear?
Yes.
Mr. Reyes?
Yes.
Ms. Romerman?
Yes.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
The chair votes yes as well.
Thank you.
Consider and take action on the purchase of teacher laptops and accessories from Trafera in the amount of $390,150 from bond funds. Mr. Borland.
Yes, good evening. This will, normal cycle of teacher upgrades that we do. This will cover the high school, Bovers, Peters, and Ochoa.
Second.
All right, Mr. Kinnear,
Yes.
Mr. Reyes,
Yes.
Dr. McNeil,
Yes.
Ms. Romerman, and the chair votes yes as well. Consider and take action on the purchase of student laptops and accessories from Trifera in the amount of $2,082,300 from bond funds.
Yes, good evening. This will also, when COVID hit, we kind of combined all the laptops we had to give every kid a laptop. And the third and fourth grade, really, the last couple of years, have had the hand-me-downs, just whatever was available. So this purchase will actually give new laptops to the third and fourth grade. The ones they have now really aren't that functional any longer. This will also replace the laptops at eighth grade, which will then be able to use those laptops as spares and replacements at sixth and seventh grade.
Are you able to get product now?
Some questions we don't ask anymore. It's a lot better than it was now. We won't actually know until we place the order. It's a possibility it may not come in time. We're being told 6 weeks. So as long as we place the order shortly, we should be fine for summer. Everything seems to be coming a little bit back, but prices have gone up about 15 to 20% more than we anticipated even a year ago. So I guess everything's gonna be a lot more expensive and a lot slower to come in.
So 4-year warranty, right?
4-year complete care. It also includes 3 years of sanitizing, cleaning. So they will collect them during summer, take them back, reload them for us, take all the stickers and all the decorations the kids do for us every year, and get them back to some of their somewhat newish. When you hand them back out, all the breadcrumbs and everything will be off them, and they won't be as gross.
I was going to ask about the condition and usage. Now that we've had a couple of years of experience with this, we feel good about the level of usage, the condition that they come back in.
I would say from the number of warranties that we call every week, our kids are using them. Now, if you're asking me if they're taking care of them, that could be a whole nother conversation. We end up sending about 100 broken laptops a week away to do repairs. So it's roughly, give or take, 15 or 20 a day.
And I suppose that you're sending, there's some that you can repair yourselves, and then the rest are getting shipped off, or?
Yeah, a vast majority we send away. We just don't have the volume or the staff to do it internally, especially if I'm paying a 4-year warranty. I don't want to waste the FTE doing it if I'm already paying for it. So we try to leverage the company to do as much as we can. There's some that we use internally with our interns, our high school repair program, where we kind of teach them how to do some of the repairs. But those are really just the basics, like a monitor or a keyboard. Past that, we just send it to the company.
How many student laptops do we have? More than 10,000?
We have 24,000 devices on the network, so if you just look at student laptops, probably around, I don't even know off the top of my head anymore, 12, 13,000 would be a guess. We don't have many lab computers anymore, so that's a plus.
Move for approval.
Second.
Just one more question. Just thinking in terms of 2 million here, 390,000 in the last item. What do we anticipate, say, for the next 6 months? Similar numbers, or do we think this is the lion's share of the purchases for laptops?
Well, this is most of my budget, so we're kind of out.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're really hoping we get all the laptops returned this year. We don't really have the ability to buy replacements. So again, when we set this budgeting number up 12, 18 months ago, pricing wasn't near what it is today.
Well,
So-
and that's where some of my concerns come in, and just the throwaway nature of things. controls, expectations, handing them out, the care when they're in their hands, bringing them back.
Yeah, so we've recently purchased a couple more programs where we can actually identify where laptops are now. So in the past, if a kid said, "I've returned it," we were like, "Okay, you assumed you did." Now we can actually pull up and say, "No, it was logged in a week ago from somewhere outside the district, so you know we didn't return it." So we have a lot more controls to know where the devices were. We also have asset management systems where we can know who had it, who they were assigned to, when they were returned, if they were returned. So we've got a lot more controls than we had pre-COVID.
Yeah, so and these are laptops or portable. It's the expectation, though, that they go home and they stay home until you bring them back.
Not
at the
third
end
and
of
fourth
school.
grade. Third and fourth will stay in the school. They don't leave, so they
Okay.
stay in the carts in the classroom. The eighth grade laptops, the expectation is they go home every night. And these come with a case.
Transport every day for eighth grade,
Yes.
remain in the room, third and fourth.
Yes.
What about fifth? Do they travel with them, or do they stay at school at fifth?
No, they stay at school also.
So what grade starts traveling with them? Sixth? or
Sixth grade.
eighth? Sixth, okay. All right, I think we have a motion and a second. All right, Mr. Reyes?
Yes.
Mr. Omerman? Yes. Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Mr. Kinnear?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes as well.
you.
Thank you. Consider and take action on the bid for the exterior improvements at Anderson and Clark and award the contract to Magnum Construction in the amount of $205,000 from bond funds. Mr. Isaacs.
Yes, President McAdams, Dr. Hartzler, members of the board, good evening. This is an exterior improvements project to both Anderson and Clark Elementary. So over the years, the buildings take a lot of weather and abuse, so we're going to refresh the exterior, new paint on the masonry part of the building and on the metals that are on the building from the top of the roof edge all the way down to the ground. The bid was actually a pretty good bid. It was within our budget, which I was kind of shocked with the way things have been going for the last couple of years. So we're ready to get started with your approval.
Yeah, I noticed it was not necessarily the low bid, but you consider it to be the better bid of the lot then?
Yes, so we had a thank you, Mr. Kinnear. We had a non-responsive bidder who didn't really understand the bid process and just basically provided the price for the paint only. But there's a treatment process for power washing and cleaning the exterior of the building, both the metal and the masonry, so he didn't really understand, so he withdrew his bid. So,
Move for approval?
Second.
Mr. Omerman? Yes. Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Mr. Kinnear?
Yes.
Mr. Reyes?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes as well. Consider and take action on the proposal for architectural design services with Dewberry Architects Incorporated for the 6th, 7th grade renovations in the amount of $3,622,750 from bond funds. Mr. Isaacs.
yes, ma'am. So this is the entire architectural services package for the 6th and 7th grade improvement project. I know it says design services, but it's really more than that. It's design services for the architectural pieces of the project, but it's also design services for the mechanical air conditioning system that we're going to design and install, and then it's construction administration services for the entire project over the period of time that we do it. It's going to be a tough project for us. It's going to be a challenge because of the phasing involved with the job and how to get this thing done. So over the next 10 months, we're going to spend a lot of time trying to design this and phase it, so sequence it so that it's done without that much intrusion to the students. So,
And don't know if it's a fair question, I'll ask it, in terms of the overall 6th and 7th grade project, is what percentage of this does that represent?
so I think it's between 7 and 8%.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay. Move for approval?
Second.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Mr. Kinnear?
Yes.
Mr. Omerman? Yes. Mr. Reyes?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes as well. Next, consider and take action on the bid for the Peters Elementary HVAC replacement and award the contract to 357 Incorporated, doing business as Rico Construction, in the amount of $4,583,272 from bond funds. Mr. Isaacs?
Yes, ma'am. So we had 2 bidders on this project. We had quite a bit of participation, but what I'm noticing in the construction bidding industry right now is you'll see a lot of interest and then people drop off because the bonding capacity for a lot of these general contractors is kind of tough right now. So we did end up with 2 successful bidders on it, Magnum and Rico. Rico was the lowest bidder on it. They've done some projects for us, nothing quite this large. But really the majority of this project, when I get one of these like this, it's more important to me who the subcontractors are on the project. And both subcontractors were on previous air conditioning projects like this, one being Massey and the other one being Bridgepoint Electric, because the job is not only HVAC, but there's over $1 million worth of electrical improvements associated with it, including a new main switchgear. Unfortunately, at this school, we're going to have to upgrade the main switchgear and transformer at the site. They're just at the end of their life, and we can't leave them. So that's one of the costs we had to consider.
Is this similar to what we did at Darnaby a couple years ago?
Same thing, yes. Same as Darnaby and Jarman.
This was the one that shocked me this time.
Yeah.
Well, on the amount,
Yeah.
so as I recall, and you can help me on this, I think we've had this on the drawing board for 5 or 6 years, if not more, and I suspect 5 or 6 years ago, the cost was considerably lower. And maybe you can help me with that. Is that more inflation adjusted, or did our designs, say, 6 years ago, just not as, turned out not to be everything that needed to be done there?
That's correct. So there's 2 or 3 factors involved here. One of them is we went through a code change, a building code change. The building code change affected the fire alarm system. Now we have to have signal indication in every classroom on the fire alarm system. So instead of a $30,000 fire alarm system, you're looking at about a $100,000 fire alarm system for these schools. And then we went through an ASHRAE or a mechanical code change with ventilation in public schools, where the ventilation has to be 100% outdoor air when you do these projects. So, which is good, but when we started the process, we didn't have to consider that. And also, we had inflation. So those things affected the overall outcome. Plus, believe it or not, big item electrical pieces like switchgear, big switches, are hard to get, and they are expensive. So the switchgear for this project is going to take 12 months just to get it ordered. So today, with anticipating approval, I talked to Bridgepoint and said, look, you guys need to get ready, because tomorrow, if it's approved, I'm going to call you and say, let's get the switchgear ordered, because it takes a long time to get it. So those are the things that kind of have affected the price in the industry.
For approval before it goes on the phone.
Second that.
All right, Ms. Romerman?
Yes.
Mr. Reyes?
Yes.
Mr. Kinnear?
Yes.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes as well. Consider and take action on the bid for the high school track turf replacement and award the contract to R Group, Inc., doing business as United Turf and Track, in the amount of $598,000 from bond funds.
Yes, ma'am. So this is our high school track turf. Actually, it was the first project that I did when I came here. So I still feel new, but maybe not so new. But anyway, the field gets a lot of use. I mean, everybody uses it. I mean, they play lacrosse on it, and band uses it, and then football teams use it. And it's long overdue. It's the same grade of turf that's on the high school game field. And novelty, it's United Turf, who carries the AstroTurf brand. So I think we're getting a good product. There were 4 or 5 bidders, and there was another turf that was accepted, but they won the bid. So, oh yes. So in addition to the turf, there's a shock pad just like on the main field that goes underneath it, and so that'll
So
be
it seems
included.
that there used to be a secondary market for used turf. Is there anything that we can do with this? Does that market still exist, or is this dig it up, throw it away, and replace it?
I don't know. I mean,
We had discussions with private cycle, balance practice, the delay of the project,
Sure.
a lot of money.
Right.
So it's like a lot of things, it's a lot easier just to do it with the fill.
Yeah.
We've got to do some finish grading, and there's some drainage work associated with it, so it's gotten a lot of use, so.
I was on that field a couple months ago, and it was terrible.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I mentioned the pad too, because since this is football, religious activity, across the nation, so. That added probably about 75,000.
Yeah, about that, yeah. It was about the same price as the main field, actually.
Move for approval.
Second.
All right. Mr. Reyes?
Yes.
Mr. Overman?
Yes.
Mr. Kinnear?
Yes.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes as well.
Thank you.
All right, any new business? All right, opportunity for comments from board members?
Just real quick, I want to say thank you to Shay Ludwig, Colson, Jennifer, our amazing board, Union Schools Education Foundation Board, $330,000 raised for our teacher grants, and I just am just so grateful for the support and how amazing that event was. Shay, let's just give credit where credit is due. She has taken this thing to a whole nother level. I call it the Union Way, and I've been around a long time. I've never seen an event like this, and just the level of excellence that went into the planning of this and also the executing of the event. So just absolutely shocked on Sunday morning when we were cleaning up to hear that amount. I think if someone took a picture, I was just like numb, unreal. I had no idea. I will say I don't know this, so don't put it on the record, but I know, well, who's competing. But I will say this. I'm not aware of anybody in the state of Oklahoma that is a public school, anyone across either north, south, east, west, river-wise or anything, or across street borders. I'm just like in awe. So thank you to our supporters and our parents and everyone who came out to support the foundation event. It was just absolutely amazing. So we'll come back and do some more recognitions at a later time. The second thing is, just as a reminder, Carrie had mentioned 14 days left. We also have this thing called graduation coming up on May 20th. And don't look at the weather. I'm doing it every day. Looked great yesterday, and then when I left the house a while ago, I looked at it. I'm in the habit of doing that. It didn't look so great. So we'll just keep our fingers crossed.
Okay. I would like to acknowledge our amazing superintendent, who in the last couple of weeks has won a couple of really impressive awards, named the OASA District 5 Superintendent of the Year. And as he was also awarded the Albert K. Fretwell Outstanding Educator Award from Boy Scouts of America, Indian Nations Council. So we appreciate all you do, and it's obvious that other people recognize what you bring to the district as well. So thank you.
But you know, I'm not going to just let that, because any recognition that I receive is certainly because of that is true, and I believe that to my core, for sure. So, thank you.
I will now entertain a motion for adjournment.
Second.
Mr. Reyes?
Yes.
Ms. Romerman? Yes. Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Mr. Kinnear?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes, we are adjourned. Thank you.